Hello everyone, and welcome to NHL Hockey News Reports. And today we are talking about buyers and sellers and teams that are not going to do anything at the NHL trade deadline. Now let's get into it. Starting off here, we are going to start with the sellers. Now the sellers are teams that most likely are rebuilds, want to get prospects, get picks for the upcoming draft in 2020 in Montreal. So they really want to get those picks. They really kind of want to rebuild the team, or if they're in a rebuild, to continue the rebuild, or about that time. So let's get into it. Starting off with number one. Well, these are not in order, but just to have them all. First one I'd like to talk about is the San Jose Sharks. And this is the first time in a couple seasons that we've been talking about the San Jose Sharks being a seller. They've been a buyer last year, picking up A.L. Carlson, being contender last year with picking up A.L. Carlson. Now they're a seller, and what are they going to do at the deadline? They have Couture and Herter who are out for long term. And what happens with A.L. Carlson, Burns, how is that? A.L. Carlson, Burns, Martin Jones. Guys like that. Joe Thornton, Marlowe, I think will stay for the rest of the season, and after that, who knows? They have a lot to change. They need to do rebuild. They're going from the old core to the new core. They really need to start the rebuild. They have some good young players in Meyer and a prospect in Nick Merkley. Ryan Merkley, I'm sorry. Ryan Merkley on defense for the Sharks. So that'll be great to have, definitely. Now, another seller will also be the Ducks, a team that actually looked pretty good in the beginning and then they kind of fell apart like we expected them to do. A team that still needs to do kind of like the Sharks, but they did that last year, kind of, a rebuild, but they're going from the old core to the new core, kind of like the Sharks are, and just the Ducks are ahead by one step. But they'll keep on rebuilding, they're getting those prospects, and all through that time they've been in the playoffs, they kept the young prospects and been doing a great job drafting, but still the team is, needs that first overall pick like a Lafreniere or Byfield or someone that would really help to get. Another seller is the Red Wings, and they have some junky veteran players out there with big caps like Nielsen. I know you probably don't like that, what I just said. Phil Blood, actually I would keep Phil Blood. He's a good veteran for us. Definitely full center, but like Nielsen, Mike Green, guys like that, Trevor Daley, guys that are kind of like, okay, let's get rid of them. They're no good anymore. Howard Bernier, I don't think you can probably get rid of Howard, maybe Bernier, but will have more interest or will attract more people to pick up, more teams to attract to pick up. Definitely, they're a seller too. Let's move on to the Ottawa Senators. Now, Ottawa is a team that is doing very well. They're a couple steps ahead of these teams, but they're competitive, but they're still rebuilding. So if someone's not on the A game, they'll most likely win the game, which has been amazing. Now, what do? Pajot, DeCleo, I'm sure they will keep DeCleo and send him to a contract if he goes in Ottawa. Pajot, what happens about him? Does he sign? Does he have to be traded? If they trade him, they get picks and prospects. But they're still a team that still a good rebuild, and they're getting out of rebuild pretty soon. We see the future ahead of us, definitely, for them. Next is the LA Kings, trading. They still have some great players, Martinez, veteran players, and Martinez and Quick, and some other guys, Jeff Carter. Do you trade those guys out? They're still going to rebuild. They're definitely a seller. Rangers trying to trade. I'm sure Chris Kreider would be a big thing. Kreider, I hope. I heard about Buznevich might be a one that they might talk about. Alexander Georgiev in goal might be another one they might talk about getting rid of. Trading definitely for some picks and prospects definitely. And the Devils. Rachel said that he did not want to get rid of Palmieri. Now he's not there. Will they still get rid of Palmieri? Simmons, Botnin, guys like that. Still a possibility. I would say that could be a possibility. Now we're moving on to teams that this week looks like they're not doing anything. This is just week by week we're doing this. Nothing for now is Montreal. Now the other team that we heard about, rumors about Jeff Petrie, Max Domi, Thomas Tatar, Price and Weber a little too. But a team that I think they should keep the playoffs. If they want to make the 2021 playoffs, they should keep Petrie, Couture, Domi, those guys. They keep their team in a playoff contending spot. You know, they add maybe Caulfield next year with the great best prospect coming, and that would definitely help, of course. Next, Vancouver. Now they're first in the Pacific, but I don't know what they really want to add. You know, they have cap. They're kind of limited on cap, definitely. Excuse me, they almost sneezed there. That's definitely how to get that out. Sorry. Definitely Canucks could be a team that would be nothing right now. Maybe I will have them go to a seller. To a buyer. That might be by next week. I might be like, yeah, they might be a buyer. But right now, this week it looks more like nothing. Next is the Capitals, another team that I feel like going to be defined. They have the players, they have the forwards, they got the defense, they got the goaltending. What do you do with Holtby? You got Samsonov too. He's injured, but you have Vanchek. He's fine. We'll go with that. Okay, that's what it is. I think defined forwards, defense, goaltending look great. Nothing much to talk about. Who would you add? Maybe a couple. Depth player. Yeah, why not? Whatever. They already have enough of that. Next, the Blackhawks will kind of have to decide. Rebuild or buyers? Are they buying or are they trying to make the playoffs? And they're trying to make the playoffs. They're only a couple points away from being back in the playoff spot in the second wildcard spot. But if they want to keep that going, right now it's a tough decision. I'm going to keep them at nothing. But next week, if we see some differences here of them winning even more like they've been doing the last couple of week or so, they may become a buyer to really increase and really keep themselves going in the standings and bump themselves up. Next. Now Nashville is another team too that can be saying they're tired of Blackhawks, so they might want to get rid of the depth they have, or they might not. They might be a team. I don't think so, and that might happen. Next. Now I was thinking, I have for a long time. I was talking about this a seller, but I'll put him as nothing for now. Next week we might see him as a seller, definitely. That might be a thing we might see. And then lastly, if I can fit them, Minnesota. Now I also had him as a seller, but I also thought about what doing as the GM of the Minnesota Wild said that he's going to be patient, so I'm going to keep him at nothing for now. Next, for buyers. Here we go. Number 1. The Oilers, if they want to stay in the playoffs, they have to add some depth to the team on the wing. They have to add that, maybe some on defense. Definitely that could be a thing they need to do. If they want to do it, they need to do it now. Definitely. To get that, another winger that could be a McDavid or Draisaitl or someone like that, to add more. You have Cassian. Now who else you need? You need another winger that can play with McDavid or Draisaitl. Next. Of course, the goaltending with Duval's been a little shaky, but maybe you get another forward, you get another defenseman, more like a forward, to add to that forward depth they really have really well. They're also going to be a buy to really keep themselves motivated, keep themselves in a good spot when the playoffs start to happen. Definitely. Next. Now, Calgary Flames are a team that really want to flourish. They want to keep themselves in the playoffs. They have a team that got rid of for a league with a 4th round pick to Buffalo. Look how that ended up like. Have been the best this year. But Calgary thinks, okay, what do I have? We got rid of $4 million. What can we do now? We got $4 million, in exchange here. So we got $4 million we can splurge on. So what do we splurge on? What can we take? What players can we take? What could happen? Be very interesting during the deadline. What can happen next? Now Carolina's only like 1 or 2 points away from the playoffs, so they get like a 2-game or 3-game winning streak. They might be finding themselves way back in the playoffs. But they can add. Maybe they said they want a defenseman. Dougie Hamilton's been out. He's been injured with that broken leg. That hurts. Jake Gardner, you have Slavin, you have Pesci, so got hurt on his wrist. That's another thing. They might be in dire need of a defenseman. Definitely they are. Next. Whoops. Next is the Islanders. Now the Islanders have been a team that have been able to do really well. Barry Trotz and the whole defensive system and how he controls his lines, but lately they've been dropping off just a little in the standings. They need to add that offensive scoring, another depth player, maybe another winger that would really help. You have Emily. Who else would you add? There's other ones out there. Maybe Hoffman, maybe someone. Dagnoff from the Florida Panthers. One of those guys or someone else. They can really add that goal scoring to really help out because they don't need much, but they have a lot of cap, so they can take any cap they need. Definitely. Next. Now Vegas also has a little trouble scoring on defense too. Philly's having a little shake of the season, but he's 34 or 35 now. You gotta give it to him what he has done. But adding a little bit more would definitely help. That would be a definite help to the Vegas Golden Knights. Next. Now Pittsburgh, without having Jake Gensel for the rest of the season, basically now after getting injured maybe a couple of weeks ago, they want to add someone maybe like a Chris Kreider or a guy that can score on that wing because you lose Gensel, that hurts, But they've been doing fantastic without him now, so that really shows some good stuff. But I think during the playoffs, they really want to go deep in the playoffs. They need to add a guy that can score. Next. Wow, what do you think? Columbus will be over here or something over here, right? Man, they'll buy him. Definitely, Columbus done a really good job. They can keep themselves going what they do. Maybe add a defenseman, maybe add another forward. Goaltending just superb. All three goaltenders and Corposano. That one is also okay. What is it? I can't remember. And then you have Moslikins. They've been absolutely fantastic. Definitely, Corposano's been out week to week, and Moslikins has been taking over insanely. He's been amazing. Definitely. Next. Now, Tyler Seguin hasn't scored a goal in about 10 games. Now, do you want to add another goal scorer? That might be a thing you might ask about. How a defenseman, goaltending's fine. We don't have to talk about that. That is just perfectly fine. Bishop's been good. Hudon's a great backup goaltender. They don't have to worry about that at all, which is a great idea because many teams here do have to worry about the goaltending. Definitely. Next. And the Flyers, all they need to do is add maybe another forward, another winger. A right winger would definitely help to solidify that right wing spot on the second line or third pairing or the third line on the right wing. The other team that needs to consistently keep themselves in the playoffs, they'll keep themselves in there because you have teams like Toronto, Carolina, teams like Columbus who want to take over and push them out, and they're going to have to kind of keep themselves in there on the trade deadline. Might definitely help for some players they need. Next. Now Tampa started off poorly, but they started to come back, and look at how good they've been. Second in the Atlantic, but definitely they've been great. They're a team that can score and do all that stuff like they did last year. But the thing is, do they have to add someone? Maybe they add a couple of things. I think they're pretty all set, but I think they could probably add someone, probably keep themselves good. Next. Now Florida really wants to get another defenseman. Do you trade Mike Hoffman or Dadnoff for a defenseman, top 6 defenseman? And most likely you could be like, alright, we have Hoffman who can score. Who needs goal scoring? Alright, you need goal scoring? We'll take a defenseman. You're a really good defenseman? No problem, let's do that. Good job. We'll take it. And that might be the thing they might want to do. Get another defenseman that can really help, which would definitely help to help out Bobrovsky, help out backup goaltender, if it's Sam Mountain Goal, whoever it is, just very good, I think, is on LTIR. But whoever it is, to help them out and to help out the team, to score too, definitely. Next. It's the Maple Leafs here. And the Maple Leafs, definitely one thing is the priority is get a backup goaltender. I was always thinking of bring back Jonathan Bernier from the Red Wings would definitely be a great idea. I think he's $3 million contract. You might have to retain salary. Definitely you have to. That might be a great idea to do. Do you trade away Andreas Johansson for a defenseman instead of Kapanen? That might be an option you can do. There's been talk about that. Getting a defenseman and a goaltender, a backup goaltender to help out Frederick Anderson so he's not so tired. If you can do that, Anderson will play better than having someone that has him play all the time. And Hutchinson's play has gotten better, but I think they need another backup goaltender. If we know Frederick Anderson's down and out, they might have to get someone else too. Let's move on to the next one. Next. Boston Bruins. Another team that they'll set and goal. They have Raskin Halak, great goaltending. The defense is fine. They have Crew, they have Call, great pairing. I like that pairing. You have a goal, offensive defenseman, and you have a defenseman in Carlo, which is so good because Carlo at times in the 5-on-5 is a little weak defending. But you have Carlo who compensates for it, which is amazing. You have Charlie and McAvoy. You have your combined and the Providence Bruins. You still have Grizzly. You have a great bunch. So what they need is a right winger, a second right winger. Instead of Pasternak, you have Pasternak number 1 right winger. Who's number 2? It was Backus. No, it isn't anymore, right? Is it Koeman? No, it isn't. Not really. Is it Brett Ritchie? Why? So if you really want to make it fall like they did, I think they realized that they need a second line right winger, which might help. Definitely, they need to. And how do they fit out the cap and all that? You're going to have to get someone cheap, but a guy who has a lot of skill. Definitely. Next. Now, the Blues are a team you might say nothing, and you might put that, and I might agree with you. But the Blues could add maybe another goal scorer. Who knows how long Tarasenko's going to be out? That's going to be a question. What happens about that? Is Tarasenko going to be out for a while? Is he not? How long he's going to be away? That's going to depend on the trade deadline. Definitely that's going to be something to talk about. What happens to Tarasenko? What happens to about that? So next. And lastly, the Winnipeg Jets. Now this is a very interesting one. And I left it for last to talk about the most. So the Jets getting rid of Buffalo, they have all this cap. So what do they do with it? They can do a lot of things. They can bring in another goal scorer, another center, a second line center, which they did the last 2 years in Stastny, who they couldn't afford because Vegas gave them a little bit more money, and they're like, oh, I'm sorry. Stastny went to the Vegas Golden Knights, and Hayes won like a $7 million contract, and Philly's like, yeah, we can give that to you, thank you very much. And the Jets are like, oh yeah, whatever, Hayes wasn't very good for us either. So whatever. But they're looking for another second line center, and could that be Pajot? Could that be